Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Alan and thanks for watching the Gibson Garage YouTube channel. You can also find me on Facebook as Gibson Garage or on Instagram at GG Speed Shop, and also Twitter. I just downloaded. Never used it before in my life. Still haven't even posted anything. Gonna see if there's even a use for it in what I'm doing, but that's also GG Speed Shop. So we're going to get into this Honda Civic 03 Honda Civic with a 1.7. We're going to start by removing the connections here and getting this top oxygen sensor off and getting the heat shield off. Then we'll go underneath and loosen up the flange bolts, come up top and take these flange bolts off behind the heat shield. And that bottom oxygen sensor will come up with the manifold. There's two 10mm bolts holding the wire in first. We'll have to remove. And then we'll switch out that bottom oxygen sensor outside the car. Put it back in, the new one. Should be pretty simple. Let's get started. So these are actually pretty simple for a change. Oh wait, I'm doing it wrong after I said that. Okay, there's another lever here, push in, that slides off there. Now we can unscrew that. We'll get this other one off first. This is the opposite direction, so we won't actually have to remove this wire from the bracket like we had to remove this one from the bracket. Oh, those are 12s. And these are 10s down here. So I just realized the two bolts for the heat shield are actually two of the mounting bolts for everything. So that took all of 5 minutes. Just got to get these two bottom flange bolts. The underside is a 12 and the top one is a 15, seems to be. So let's see if I can bust that loose with that air ratchet again. I got that wrench up against the motor mount, so hopefully that'll just hold itself right there. Come on. Where are you? So that top nut doesn't actually have to be held. That's casted or welded onto the casting. Let's take the bottom one off. Okay, let's see if this just comes right out here. Oh, nope, there's something else holding it. Yeah, there's another bracket back there, you turkey. I gotta find out how to get to that. Okay, so you can get to that bracket bolt from up top. You don't have to climb underneath. I don't know if you're gonna be able to put it in from up top. I came in here with my right hand and kind of wrapped my fingers around the cat, at least to get the socket on, but and that's a 14. there it is. And we'll swap out the oxygen sensor and the heat shields and the bracket. All right, there's the cat. Here's the part number. And again, this is an 03 1.7. There's the CARB information. And it looks like everything's gonna swap right over just fine. The shape is different. This is much narrower compared to the stock. So that might be something to think about. I don't know how this is going to affect performance on a 1.7, but let's just take a look here. So it's the same type of design. Looks like two halves of metal, kind of, they look hydroformed and then welded along the edges and then shoved inside this flange and welded up. Now I think the holes on the original are larger. It looks, even inside, looks larger than the MagnaFlow. So that's all stuff to think about if you need a new one. You got this one option in California basically, or you go to the dealership and get that option. It's hard to say. Skinnier, smaller, but much more expensive probably. The gasket that came with the MagnaFlow too, this is something to note, is it's a composite. It's not an original MLS style. And mine, of course, is kinked. It was bent. So I've got layering, separation going on. So I think I'm gonna hunt down an MLS. I would reuse this one, but on this side, it's pitted pretty bad around there. I was taking the wire brush to it to see if it could be saved, but it's not. MagnaFlow also comes with a donut. All right, got everything swapped over. The heat shield, the bracket, which is still loose, just enough so we can, you know, until we tighten that, then we'll tighten them both up. Okay, you also didn't have to unbolt these. These would have just unsnapped. So we're gonna set these up in the about the same position, hopefully. That looks good there. And that one's right about there. Okay, and this top one is Denso brand 234 9005. Comes with some separate copper anti-seize. Copper's good for heat, so that's a good sign. This is Bosch. This is nothing to frown at either. The 15408. This is the bottom one. All right, it did come with the rubber pieces. And you know, they are the inventor of the oxygen sensor, so. And that already did have anti-seize on it. Just had to tighten it up. And these both have crush washers, so make sure you tighten these up to flatten out that washer. Form a real nice tight seal. Now, for the MLS gasket, I called around and had to order one from the Honda dealership. Well, to get it here sooner. AutoZone had a Molly version, and so did O'Reilly's, but they were like, they wouldn't get here till Wednesday, which is like 5 days away from me. The Honda dealership can get it Tuesday for cheaper. So, you know, don't always just assume that the dealership is going to be more expensive. AutoZone wanted like 16 bucks for the Molly MLS. The factory one from the dealership is less than 12 bucks. I did also order one from Napa Reeves that should be here in the morning, and only did that because there was no photo or info to tell us if it was MLS or not. So I'd be a little remiss to just not order it, just in case it was the right one. We could get this job done tomorrow, but I'll let you guys know. Okay, it is the next day. Napa was able to get it next day, and there was no picture or info saying if it was MLS or composite, but we got lucky. Turns out it was MLS, or it is MLS. Napa got it done, and it's, you know, on a Saturday. So Friday night, Saturday morning, showed up. $8. They were the cheapest one too out of everybody. So we're gonna throw this on and get that on over there. Throw that in the trash. Throw that in the trash. I took some super fine steel wool, cleaned off around the holes there. Now it does look like this can go on either way. Well, let's put the clean side out then. The rivets, head of the rivets facing out. Just like that. Now this other stud came out when I unscrewed it, but that's no big deal. I'll just clean it off, put some Loctite on it, put it back in. Well, here we go. Gonna just slide it on down there. Maybe. And we're gonna set the cup, the donut gasket in its place. Well, no, I guess we don't have to. Boom! Oh wait, it just fell off. There we go. Put it on there. Someone's having fun in their Polaris. You just slide this plug through here now. I'm just gonna set that right there. There you go. I think when you stop hearing the gasket make sounds, gasket's done crying, you're probably good. Then now we can slip these on and tighten those two down first before we tighten the end ones, because we can still get to the end ones. Plug the bottom one over here on the passenger side. Push that button in here. There it goes. And the top one. Let's not do that yet. And get some room to screw those two bolts in. Just hold the wire of the bottom oxygen sensor. Well, dang, I took a dinner break and it got dark on me, but I got it wrapped up. Camera's floppy. Everything's tightened up. The flange down below, heat shield, flange bolts, wires are connected, bolted into place at the bottom. Let's fire this thing up. Keys. Okay, foot on the clutch. Where's the keyhole? Turn like a kitten. beautiful. Yeah, I don't hear any exhaust leaks. This sounds good. That's gonna do it, guys. I appreciate you watching, hanging in there. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you got one. Let me know if you've done one of these before too and how it went for you. If you've used other gaskets, if they're working, whatever, let me know. Have a good one.